I Know Your Heart, O.C. by Cale Young Rice. Read for LibriVox.org by Neiman. I know your heart, O.C. I know your heart, O.C. You are tossed with cold desire to flood earth utterly. You run at the cliffs, you fling wild billows of beaches. You reach at islands with fingers of foam to crumble them. Yes, even at mountain tops, you shout your purpose of making the earth a shoreless circle of waters. I know your surging heart. Tides mighty and all contemptuous rise within it. Tides spurred by the wind to champ and charge and thunder, though the sun and moon reign them. At the troubling land, the breeding place of mortals, of men who were ever transmuting life to spirit, and ever taking their salt to savor their tears. I know your tides, I know them. Down in rage, with the questing of men and crying, with their continents, cradles of grief and despair. Better entombing waters for them. Better where deeps unfathomed, where birth is soulless, life goalless, death tollless for all, and where dark ooze and shrouds past resurrection. Ah, yes, I know your heart. I have heard it raving at coastlights set to reveal you. I have watched it foam at ships that sought to defy you. I have seen it straining at cables that crush you, bearing whispers hid to you, or heaving at waves of the air that tell your hurricanes. I know your heart. Men you will sink, and shores will sink, but a shore shall be man's forever, from whence his lighthouse soul shall signal the infinite, whose fleets go by, star after star, bearing their unknown burden to a port which only eternity shall determine. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Colonel Story by Cale Young Rice. Read for LibriVox.org by Lotus7. The Colonel Story. No, my friend, there is an agony, not to be exorcised out of the world by any voice of hope, but I will tell you. The Sonia was sailing without lights, bearing 300 souls and without bells, for she had reached the zone where the Hun sharks, with their torpedo tongues, could spit death at us. Out of the inky sea hells where they hid, on the main deck we stood in a wind shelter. My wife, and Bias, a pale girl whose eyes had all disaster in them. And my thought was, I hope to God, the moon is shut so deep, in cloud murk there in the east, that hurricanes can't blow her out of it. For in the zone the moon had come to mean only betrayal, and now if ever was her wanton chance. The slipping water soaked with soulless dark fell under and around us shudderingly, yet somehow brought an anxious hopefulness. We're making 20 knots, I said, and felt a bow cut through the tangle of the waves, as if the no man seas ahead of us would soon be crossed, and I out to rejoin my regiment, could set my wife safe somewhere, and help again to stab that cursed amphibian. Autocracy, whose spawn the sea gave it, a terror greater than infinitudes, for God knows with the woman that one loved